Good evening, fuckers. We are back with the next Train Simulator Classic request video. And this one is going to be a perfect illustration of why my personal definition of long distance as far as these videos are concerned is just complete horseshit. The reason being that what I call long distance is a route that uses more than one route DLC. That does of course mean that neither of my London to Birmingham routes, nor the Newcastle to Edinburgh route, nor even my was it Carlisle to Stranraer route, none of them would be considered long distance, because they're all just single route DLCs, despite the fact that they are all over 3 figures in terms of how many miles. And at the other extreme, if I was to do London to Brighton, but starting at London Bridge, and plenty of London to Brighton runs do start there, that would be considered long distance, because I'd be using 2 route DLCs. So yeah, it is a bit buggered up, I freely admit it. And this is another example, because for this one we are going from London to Hastings. And there's 2 reasons why I particularly wanted to do this one. Well, 3 if you include the fact I really like doing the the Hastings run anyway. But firstly, it gets me the chance to show a new freeware route DLC that I have got, and it is, yes, the Southeastern Network. And that then leads on to the second one, which is that thanks to this new route, I can show you that London to Tunbridge is actually not that long and doesn't take particularly long to get there. Despite the fact that if I was only using actual Dovetail Games route DLCs, that would certainly not be the case at all, because in order to get to Tunbridge using the Dovetail Games route DLCs, I've got to go via the Medway Valley line, and that's really out of the way. So yeah. So we will take the train from London Cannon Street, so a new London terminus for us to see, and we'll be going first of all to Tunbridge, and then from Tunbridge on to Hastings. So it also means this is the first time that I've done a multi-route run where both route DLCs are freeware, so it should really show what you can get, and how good this stuff is if you start picking up some of the freeware stuff that's out there. I realise quite a few players are not able to get them because they don't have all of the requirements, but I also know that there are some players out there who just avoid the freeware and workshop stuff. And really, yeah, you don't want to avoid it. There's some great stuff out there, and hopefully this video will show you that. Now, as far as our train, we are taking a Class 707 in the Southeastern Trains livery in the blue. I've selected a 5 car. You know what, I'm going to change that to a 10 car. So yeah, it's a 10 car Class 707, and as far as the conditions, it's summer, it's clear, it's 9:30 AM, because yep, all these South Londoners are gonna have their day trip down to Hastings. So yeah, they will grab the first the first train that is off peak, hence 9:30. So that is the setup. Let's get this up and running. And here we are. So here is our 707, 10-car train this time. I'm pretty sure it's actually just two 5-car trains joined together, but nevertheless, it works. Now, while we are here, I was going to say I'll open the doors and let everyone on, but yeah, I've got to set the train up first.
TPWS and AWS operational.
Right, it didn't take particularly long. Right, now we can open the doors. Here we go. Now, of course, this is driver-only operation, this Class 707, so I've got to set the doors myself. That should be the lights all sorted out. Yep, daylight running lights. So I think that is pretty much everything. Let's take another look around here. It is a bit of a shame I cannot find any signs within the station saying that we are in Cannon Street. I mean, obviously you can see it from the route display there, but yeah, I've not found any actual Cannon Street signs. So yeah, here's where the two trains are joined together, so it is just two 5-car ones, which I figured it would be. So it's a long old train we have here. Still, let's shut the doors. There you go. Right, let's get underway. We're going to do this as a fast service, but we will still stop at I will also remember to turn the DRA off. Okay, let's try that again. So our first stop will be London Bridge. Let's open the windows and hear a bit more of the audio. So here we are crossing the Thames. St Paul's over there. Charing Cross and Blackfriars stations are both over that way as well. Blackfriars, of course, is already available in another DLC, but Charing Cross is included in this one. It does mean that there is now only one London terminus station that I don't have. And of course, it's the one I really want, because, yeah, it's Fenchurch Street. Anyway, let's not dwell on that. So, very soon entering a 20 mph zone. We will get a bit of speed up. Although obviously we will not be going particularly fast for too long, because yeah, we've got London Bridge Station coming right up here. Yeah, that double yellow is not for us. We will have flashing double yellows very soon. So here we are at London Bridge Station. Notice, of course, we are not in the terminus section. And if we were using the South London Network route DLC, yeah, that does only have the terminus. I mean, it's good that it has London Bridge Station, you know, don't get me wrong, but yeah, it is only the terminus section. stop here and open the doors. So yeah, there's the terminus section there. So if you saw the whichever video it was when I started in London Bridge, yeah, I was just the other side of that wall. Yeah, can't see it too well. Let's yeah, right at the base of the shard there. So right, doesn't look like any more passengers are getting on, so we'll shut the doors. So we have to do that because it is driver only operation. And let's get back underway. We'll only accelerate to 15 because yeah, we have this 15 section coming up. There is a 60, but it's very, very short before we are on another 15. And that second 15 are the points that we will be going over. And then once the entire train has gone over those points, changing our line, we will then be able to yeah, start accelerating up to 60. So I thought we were going to have the flashing yellows. I know we do encounter them fairly soon on this run, but clearly not here. You can see them just slightly up ahead on the on this line. So you need to wait for the entire train to get off those points. There we go. So we can now accelerate to 60. Yeah, that 40 mph on the route display, that's where we cross over on the points. So in fact it might be an idea to just accelerate to 40. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. So yeah, the distance from Cannon Street to Tunbridge was less than 30 miles. Whereas if we had used the original DLC that it came with, you know, with the Medway Valley, and therefore had to get to it through the Medway Valley, yeah, it's a much longer way of getting there. So we're still on this 40 mph section. Oh, it has gone up to 60 now. Now the fact that we have chosen the fast route, or the fast train, hopefully means that we will be sent through avoiding lines with a lot of these stations. In fact, it does look like it. New Cross, there is a New Cross station, and it looks like we're on the avoiding line there. I'm seeing more flashing yellow aspects. Are they for us? It does look like it. Yeah, that is us. So I'm guessing it's the 40 mph section here that is where the points are. So into the 45 mph zone. We need to start slowing a bit. There we go, so we're fine for the points when they come up. So into the 40, over we go. I think we're going over to the next line. Yep. So this is the avoiding line at New Cross, not stopping here. So we're into a 50 zone now. It will very soon be into a 60 as well. Trouble is, again, we're then slowing down for another 45. So we're into the 60 zone. But again, all these stations within the London area, even though we're not stopping at any of them, we're still having to slow down for their speed limits. It looks like we have yet another change coming up. So that looks like Tanner's Hill Station, which again, we're on the avoiding line. So into the 45 zone, and we've got to start really slowing down. We've got a 15 mph zone fast coming up. So it's showing us that the points are clear. I don't think that's any big surprise. So you just need to wait for the entire train to get over those points. We should be able to start accelerating again. Alright, so up to 45. So, as we are doing a fast service, it's not going to have us stopping at too many stations, so any stations that we can stop at, we will stop at. So we are stopping at Hither Green. So yeah, we're into a 60 zone, but yeah, we are stopping at this station. We'll certainly be able to leave it at a decent rate, especially as we can go up to 70 once we have left the station. Pretty sure we can get the entire train on this platform. Maybe a 10-car train, but this is a fair sized platform we've got here. Yeah, there we go, no problem. So, yep, doors are fine. Let's check to see if we got the whole yeah, we did. All doors open, no problem. It does look like no one on the platform is moving though, so no one I think is particularly interested in getting on. So yeah, we'll close the doors and get back underway. So into the 70 zone. Grove Park is going to be our next stop. And yet again we're being diverted. Was not expecting this. Got a fairly steep uphill gradient coming up. That will certainly help bring our speed down for the 40 mph approach. It's not slowing us down fast enough though. Not sure we'll be able to get all 10 cars on this station platform. So we are back into a 70 mph zone anyway. You know what, I think actually we are going to get all 10. In fact, we're going to do it relatively comfortably. There you go, no problem at all. All doors open. Never in doubt. So we are still very much within London, and Tunbridge is 20.57 miles away. Much closer than if we were using the other line, the DTG line to get us there. On that line, we'd have to be at Gravesend before we were anywhere near 20 miles away from Tunbridge. It really does take us out of the way. Looks like we have another stop coming up, Elmstead Woods. This 1 in 86 climb is not going to make things easy, especially as the station is still on that climb, as is Chislehurst station that comes along after it. So we are losing speed, but certainly not at anywhere near the rate we really need. And the station starts more or less as soon as we leave the tunnel, so we've got to start braking. So we're going to be able to get all 10 cars on this platform. Yep, we are. We need to brake pretty hard though in order to keep the doors, stop us from moving while the doors are open. And again, all cars on the platform. Anyway, Elmstead Woods. Just realised I was so obsessed with making sure that I got all of the train on the platform that I didn't offer any views of the stations we were at up until now. But so here we are, Elmstead Woods. Again, it's no need to hang about here too long. No one seems to be getting on or off. Does seem to be the case whenever I'm in a 707. I don't know, maybe they just know something about me driving these trains. Although there are far worse for me to be driving than a 707. I mean, if I was in a 73, then yeah, I certainly wouldn't blame them for wanting to stay well away. So Chislehurst station coming up a bit lively. This one I'm not so sure we will be able to get all 10 cars on. Mind you, I think I've said that for every station so far and we've always managed it, but this one I think it might be a bit difficult. No, we have managed it. Not with consummate ease, but we have certainly managed it. So again, no sign of anyone getting on. So anyway, this is Chislehurst. Now you look around here, I'll remind you, this route is completely free. And the detail that they've added, absolutely fine. Okay, so we enter a 60 mph zone more or less as soon as we pass the end of the platform. There we go. But it's relatively short, and then we're back into a 70 mph zone. So, Petts Wood is next. I must admit, I was not expecting there to be quite so many stations. So, Orpington, looks like we might actually be able to go straight through Orpington, which doesn't make a great deal of sense. I mean, on a route like this, oh, in fact, there we go, Orpington station, we're not going straight through. Yeah, I mean, even if this was an express service, we would surely be stopping at Orpington station. Orpington's another of those snobby places. Not a favourite of mine. I think those few who are sad enough to be regular viewers of this channel, I think they're spotting a bit of a sort of connection when it comes to stations that I've stopped at for places I don't like. They do tend to be, yeah, rather upper class, stuck up sort of places. And believe me, it's no coincidence. So here we are at Petts Wood. Don't know the first thing about this place. But considering Orpington Station is so close to it, this must be pretty much on the outskirts of Orpington. So I can imagine it's another one of those snobby hellholes that I can't stand. So let's not wait around any longer. Off we go. So we're now in a 90 mph zone, but of course Orpington Station is so close that we're not going to be able to get anywhere near that. But hopefully, once we've left Orpington Station, we will be able to. So we're able to get up to 50 anyway. In fact, I probably did start slowing down rather early. I imagine most people though are quite used to that by now. So surely we can get the full train on at Orpington station. This is a fairly major station, this one. Yeah, no problem. So here we are at Orpington. I don't care what they say, it's Orpington in Kent, not Orpington in London. Yeah, doors are all open. Right, don't think we really need to wait around too long here. Onwards. I'm not sure if we're going to actually be stopping in Sevenoaks on this one or not. Chelsfield's a very minor station, but well, I did rather stupidly say we'll stop at every station, so let's at least get to 60. There we go. Right. A 1 in 118 will certainly help as far as slowing us down. So max speed reduction down to 80 just as we reach the platform. Yeah, it does look like, yeah, we'll certainly get, we must be able to get all 10 coaches at every station. If a station like this has got the room for it, then yeah, they must all do. So again, the station looks deserted. Anyway, this is Chelsfield. Bit difficult to see a great deal from here, but nevertheless, this is it. Okay, onwards. New speed limit then is 80. Do we get a trackside view as we leave the station? No, it's still overhead. So Knockholt is the next stop. Now I remind you again, everything you are seeing on this route, in fact everything you will see in this entire video, is all freeware. So this is Knockholt. It's not an area I'm overly familiar with. It's not like I've never been to Kent before, but yeah, not familiar with it. Anyway, nothing is happening at this station either. Some pretty steep embankments either side of us here. You wouldn't want to be in a train that breaks down around here. We have another tunnel coming up. I suppose we are, I don't know, will we be going through the South Downs? Do they extend this far east? I suppose they must do. Yeah, we do have down the hill section coming up. In fact, we are now on it. 1 in 182. It shouldn't be too much of an issue. It's a quite significant tunnel that we are in here. This is by some distance the fastest we have done on this route so far. We are going to have to start slowing down. I mean, if we can get through that 90 limit before we start speeding, then great, but there's no way we are going to. We've got to start braking a bit. See if that will be enough. Well, we're not going to get the chance to go any faster than 80. Dunton Green station is coming up. Let's put pay to any of those ideas. Unsurprisingly, my tea is now stone cold. Anyway, Tunbridge is now less than 10 miles away. So here we are at Dunton Green, and I'm going to take a wild guess. Yeah, no signs of life at all on the platform, so we're not going to stay here for particularly long. Right, let's shut up shop and get back underway. So into an 80 section, doesn't really matter. Next platform is, or next station is Sevenoaks. Even if this was an express service, there's no way we would not be stopping there. They do like their numbered number of oaks in this country though. We've got 7 oaks here. We've got 4 oaks on the Birmingham Cross City line. There is another sort of small village again in Kent, which is 3 oaks. So I don't know, I guess in some parts of the country we've got 652 and maybe even 1 oak somewhere. very misleading platforms there. It looked like we were getting really close to the edge, but no. So once again, no problem at all getting on the getting the entire train on there. So yeah, this is Sevenoaks. I always thought that Sevenoaks station was going to be sort of somewhere within the centre of town, but yeah, clearly no, it isn't. No activity at all on our side of the station. So yeah, really do not have far to go now. Less than 7.5 miles to Tonbridge. I nearly said Tonbridge then. You know, I'm not even from the town, and I hate it when people call it Tonbridge. It's Tonbridge. You don't say that, you know, something weighs, you know, 20 tons. So this is a really hefty long tunnel we've just entered here. So this is the fastest we have been so far on this route. We have a 100 mph limit coming up. No, this isn't the fastest we have been. Yeah, we have done 80 before. Unfortunately, we are not going to be able to go beyond that, at least not at the moment. Hopefully we will get the chance once we pass that 100 mph section. It's still nearly a mile away, so we're almost certainly going to have to brake a bit before we get there. So entering the 100 zone. Okay, here we are. So now this is the fastest we have been on this run so far. And then that station comes up, and Hildenborough station shows up just to ruin it all. So we've made 90. I think we might be able to get the 95. Yeah, we did get the 95, but we've got to start braking now. Well, I don't think we're going to get the chance to beat 95 on the section between Tunbridge and Hastings, so I think we've just seen, yeah, the fastest that we are going to do on this entire run. I can see a flashing yellow aspect up ahead there. I don't think that's, well, I was going to say I don't think it's for us, but I mean, why would it be flashing now if it wasn't for us? So yeah, here we are at Hildenborough station. Not a particularly welcome sight because it rather ruined our attempt at getting up to 100. And yeah, like all the other stations, there's not much happening here. So off we go. Well, Tunbridge must be the next station. It's only 2.5 miles away. Well, this clearly is for us. And that means that, yeah, we're definitely going to have to slow down. So the Tunbridge station is coming up on the route display. This 1 in 132 downhill section is not making things easy. Okay, well, actually this may work out alright. We do have the change on the points coming up, which is a good thing really, because otherwise we could have been facing a red aspect. Still can't discount the idea. No, we've got a double yellow, which is fine. Yeah, so yeah, here we are at Tunbridge. So we may get shifted over to another platform, hopefully not, but we will get back underway in, well, at 10:30. Well, for some reason we have been moved to platform 4. Nevertheless, here we are, just waiting for, well, this bloke doesn't seem to be moving, so yeah, we're not waiting for anything. Shut the doors, we get back underway. So Hastings is just shy of 33 miles. And, yeah. Did it again. Right, away we go. So you have 20 mph limit as we leave Hastings station. So this means that this entire journey is not even 64 miles. Barely 60 miles. And yet, yeah, my definition of long distance being using multiple route DLCs, it does rather make a mockery of it, that this 60-mile journey is long distance, but London Euston to Birmingham New Street is not. So a 1 in 53 uphill. There's one thing that this part of the route is not short of, it's steep gradients. Of course, both uphill and downhill. I had no operational errors at all from Cannon Street to Tunbridge. So let's see. Yeah, let's see if we can continue that. Oh, I've got no chance. This is a really challenging route, this. So we're into a 60 zone. Let's get some speed up. Gradient has eased off quite a bit, but it's still 1 in 103. It's not a straightforward run. See, what I have forgotten to do is open the windows. That was the yeah, that was the guy who moved the train from platform 3 to 4 that did that. So still climbing, 1 in 110. So we're still losing speed even at 48% throttle. So High Brooms is our next stop. I'll be very surprised if we can get all 10 carriages on this station. This does look like it's a fairly short, fairly small station here. Yeah, we're not going to get them all on. So the rear 1.5 carriages will be unable to disembark. God dear, yeah. I mean, the door's still opened. They've got a bit of a drop if they decide to get out there, though. Anyway, this is High Brooms. Magnificently done, as all of the stations are on this route. And the previous one. It does blow me away that, you know, this entire run, everything, I've already said it once before and I dare say I'm going to repeat myself yet again at some point, but everything on this route is freeware. Does that mean that we are going to be... No, I was going to say... It looked like we were going to be changing on the points, but no, we're not. So I have no idea what that AWS alarm was for. I didn't see a 50 though. Well, there you go. I did say it was unlikely that I would have no speeding errors on this part of the run. Yeah, I certainly got that right. Cannot see a single thing. I've got to start braking now because yeah, 25 limit as we approach Tunbridge Wells. Actually, people pronounce Tunbridge as Tonbridge. What do they call this place? Toonbridge. Toonbridge Wells. There you go. So this is the station that's sandwiched between two tunnels, isn't it? Yeah. Well, we were able to get all 10 carriages onto the platform. So here is snobby old Tunbridge Wells. Yeah, you know what's coming next. Yeah, I don't like the place. It's one of those that, you know, it certainly looks nice, but the people there pretty unbearable. Look down their nose at you every single time. Okay, onwards. So I think our next stop, we will have left Kent and we will be in East Sussex. We are on a 1 in 115 uphill climb, so we are slowing down a lot faster than we normally would. We are entering a 60 zone. In case you're wondering why all of the tunnels on this route are so narrow that they always have to be single line, that was never the intention, and yeah, they were being built in such a way as to allow double lines. Unfortunately, the tunnel walls were built so thin that they were constantly on the verge of collapsing. And even though they wanted to, they didn't need a hell of a lot of widening apparently in order to get double lines in, but as they were doing it, the walls were just constantly collapsing around them. And in the end, they sort of rather reluctantly had to say, right, we've got to make them single line so that they could thicken the walls and yeah, basically reinforce them enough. So yeah, it was never intended for them to be single line, but they are. So our next stop is Frant. Obviously we've got a hope in hell of getting all 10 carriages on this station. Will also admit that when it came to doing this video, for a while I wasn't sure what loco to choose. I didn't know whether or not to go for like a modern one, in which case it was always going to be the 707, or one of the earlier emus, something like a well, I don't have the 411 or the 412 that Jim Plays has, so I couldn't choose those. I'd already done a route that was a pretty decent length with the 402, so I thought no, we won't use that one. So it was likely going to be either the 415 or the 416. As it is, I went with the 707 in the end, and I'm not sorry that I did. So again, yeah, last 1.5 carriages, not able to get onto the platform, but I do think again, yeah, the doors have opened, so yeah, they can get off, but they've got, yeah, a bit of a drop there, so they need to watch it when they're getting off. Anyway, this is Frant station. It's also deserted, so away we go. So speed limit reduction down to 50 in less than a mile. We'll get what speed I can. See, I just noticed, yeah, so this downhill section, and then that speed limit reduction just very kindly happens to come into effect once we are at the bottom of this downhill section. So there's the warning for it, and we had the Morpeth board come along at exactly the same time as the the AWS ramp. So we're now in the 50 zone. Wadhurst station coming up. Yeah, in around a mile and a quarter. We do have a max speed increase as soon as we, well, with the length of the train, it'll be as soon as we leave Wadhurst station. Again, there's no way in hell we're getting the whole train on this platform. So it's 1 in 80 at the moment, this uphill climb. It has now leveled out, so we are going to have to start braking ourselves here. Very yeah, the platforms are very irregular. So, right, last two carriages unable to stop at this one. So this is Wadhurst station. I think I have forgotten to, show the interior. Luxury doesn't really describe it. It's it's cramming everyone in like sardines here. Anyway, that is easily long enough for this one. So we are now in a 60 mph zone. So into the next tunnel, again single line as we go through. We have quite a steep downhill section coming up here. We're saying 1 in 128. It looks steeper than that on the route display. We are gaining speed though, so yeah, it's steep enough. Fast approaching a 90 zone. Hopefully we'll get a decent chance to take advantage of it. Nope. So now we can do 90. So we're on a 1 in 97 downhill, and yeah, there's a station fast coming up, Stonegate. Again, doesn't look like we're going to be able to get the entire train on this platform. No, the last two carriages again going to, or last 1.5 carriages. So this is Stonegate station. And the surroundings look fantastic, but it does really look like we are in the middle of absolutely nowhere. There's no one here anyway, so actually there is someone there, but they're just not moving, so don't wait for the next train then. No, still the overhead shot. So, Etchingham, the next station. Again, you can see from here there's no way we're going to get every carriage on that platform. So once again, get the last 1.5 carriages. So this is Etchingham. Sure, the driver of that car is absolutely thrilled to be stuck there while we are not moving, and this one. Oh, no one at this station. I get the impression that happens quite a lot, but at least we can now get back underway. So I don't know for certain, but I'm thinking the next station is Battle. I mean, we haven't got that many stations left to go. Okay, well, Battle is clearly not the next one. So it's at Roberts Bridge. I can only assume there aren't very many trains that actually stop at this station. If they felt it necessary to have the AWS alert there for the 70 mph speed limit reduction. Although this one looks like, yeah, this platform's actually big enough for all 10 carriages. So yeah, doesn't really make sense then if they're not expecting you know, any trains to actually stop here. Yeah, rear carriages easily on there. There's only one person at this station, he's not moving, so sod him. Anyway, this is Roberts Bridge. Okay, onwards. Now surely Battle is the next next station. Because I mean, we haven't really got that many left to go. We've got less than 13 miles. We have Battle, we've got West St Leonard's and St Leonard's Warrior Square, and obviously we've got Hastings itself. So that's an average of one station every 3 miles. So they must be the only ones left. So speed limit reduction coming up in around a mile and a third, down to 50. Yet another tunnel fast coming up. Okay, better start losing some speed. The fact that we're on a 1 in 90 uphill section might help things there. So yeah, we're fine as far as that speed limit goes. So it's now 1 in 100. So it's still a steep enough climb. But we reach the summit just as we exit the tunnel here. We're now entering 70 mph zone. So now in an 80 zone. Should be able to do this last 10 miles fairly quickly. Mind you, I say that. We've still got 3 stations to stop at before we reach the end. So, battle station is coming up, 1.5 miles. One of those tourist traps. You get a lot of people coming here because they want to see the scene of the Battle of Hastings. And of course, when they get there, it's a hill, you know. Senlac Hill. There's not a hell of a lot to see. I mean, I suppose the historical significance of it is considerable, but yeah, I hate what happened there, so yeah, I'm not really a fan. William the Conqueror was nothing more than a completely violent psychopath. Harold always came across as being a bit of a decent bloke. Well, by the standards of kings of the time, anyway. And if Harold's army had actually listened to him, Harold would have won. Because they were in the, by far the most strategically advantageous location, because they were at the top of Senlac Hill. So yeah, last 2 carriages unable to get onto the platform. So here we are at Battle. The station is only like half a kilometre away from Senlac Hill itself. It's pretty much on the outskirts of the town. Well, I say town, it's more like a village, but yeah, I think Senlac Hill is in that direction. Okay, anyway, yeah, no one getting on or off, which has pretty much been the story of the entire journey. So onwards, I think the next stop is West St Leonard's. Don't need to worry too much about that, we just accelerate to 60. Okay, so we do have yet another station as well, so we have Crowhurst, which I was not expecting. I think that was pretty obvious really, but so we're into the 60 zone. We might get all 10 carriages on here. Yeah, we have done. So this is Crowhurst. It looks and sounds like quite a nice secluded area, but yeah, no one's getting on here, so a 1 in 100 down the hill. We will certainly need to brake to keep our speed below the limit. So West St Leonard's next station in a mile and a half. I'm pretty sure we will be fine as far as that 40 speed limit. Yeah, we are fine now. The 1 in 100 is still speeding us up. So into the 40 zone. don't think we're gonna be able to get every carriage on this platform. No, not a chance. So again, it's the last two. To be honest, I wasn't sure we were going to even be able to get that many on here. So yeah, here we are at West St Leonard's. Of course, the two remaining ones, St Leonard's Warrior Square and Hastings itself, very close together. They're not exactly far away from here either, considering we have 1.7 miles left. So entering a 30 zone now, we're in there. So again, I don't think we're going to get certainly not getting the entire train on here. Again, it's the last two, couldn't get in. But yeah, this is St Leonard's Warrior Square. And our final stop is 3/4 of a mile away. And that's it. Yeah, we're not slowing down anywhere near fast enough. So we will have to brake for that 20 mph speed limit drop. There we go, so we're now fine. Looks like a single yellow aspect up ahead, which, yeah, that is fine as well. And here we are at Hastings. So it's taken this train 2 hours to get from London Cannon Street to Hastings, which is not bad going. Certainly better than if I'd had to use the original route DLC that I had. There we go, the entire train on there, no problem. We've even got the old semaphore signals up ahead here. So, yeah, I have actually opened both sets of doors because, yeah, I opened the wrong ones. But there we are. That then was London Cannon Street to Hastings. That was a great run. Really did like that one. The Class 707 did the job really well. 2 speeding errors, and that of course was for the entire journey. I will absolutely take that. That's really well done for me. And yeah, total distance travelled 61 miles, and bearing in mind that this is 2 route DLCs, yeah, that comes under long distance by my definition of it. I think that needs a bit of work done. But yeah, I mean, those 2 runs, both freeware, both absolutely free, and they are both absolutely fantastic. Well worth getting, you know, if you've got the requirements. Yeah, of course I do realise that, you know, if you don't have the requirements, then, you know, there's absolutely no point getting them. But I mean, all of the route requirements are all great routes as well. So, you know, it's not like you are just buying them purely so that you could then get the 2 routes here. No, that's not the reason at all. They are both great. You know, all of the routes that you need are all great routes anyway. Well worth getting. The fact that you can then get these 2 on top of that is just even further, you know, incentive. Definitely want to pick them up. So there we go. That is yeah, that is this video done. And if you have a request that you want to see, then just click on the link in the description. It will take you to the video where I go through all of the routes and all of the locos that I have available. There is also a pinned comment there where I've added all of the routes and all of the locos that I've got since recording that video, and there's a decent amount of both, so check through that as well. And if the route and the stroke or loco that you want to see is included there, then bung it in the comments and we'll get it done. So that is this video very much at an end, and we will see you at the next one.